Yo, this is John Lathman with Martin House Brewing Company, and you're tuned in to Grabbing the Brisket podcast. Let's get this ranch, baby.
Straight out of Texas, we're born to live this way. Fire the grill up and hand me a cold beer. Hey, we're barbecuing, the fire's smoking, the brisket's cooking. Let's grab them in the brisket.
Dude, hell yeah. Back for another week, grabbing the brisket. Hell, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cheers. Hey, you know what? Real quick, fellas.
Yep.
Cheers. This is a beer and barbecue podcast. Let's get a little drink. You
Yeah.
know?
I like how you always like to remind people that it's a beer and barbecue podcast.
Right.
I'm only drinking because I'm on the podcast.
Right. There's one poor one poor asshole out there. It's like, shit, I forgot to drink.
Yeah.
Let me go get one.
Man, we need like a little, like a bell. Every time it hits a bell, whatever it is, a sound. John, you got a sound today?
I'm sure I do.
Every time you play it, think of a sound. Whatever sound John plays tonight, we're going to drink, okay? It's happening.
Any sound I want.
No. It's going to be the same one each
Okay.
time.
I
You
got
have
it. I got it. Yep.
It's like a
No.
Oh, I
Jan's a little bitch.
drink.
Go fuck
Drink.
yourself. Yeah, seriously. Give
it's
me
like the crack of a
Give me
beer.
another. Hey, let's give another one real quick. Let's go.
It's like every time we hear a beer open, an angel gets its wings.
Happy. Okay,
That's
look,
great.
honestly, I want a different noise than that one. I do like that sound bite. But give me another one real quick. Give me something special.
That's like the best one.
I
don't know what
didn't
else-
say it wasn't.
I don't have a lot of them like lined up on here.
You don't have like a nothing.
Uh,
There it is. Every time you hear that right now, that is your moment. You're going to have to drink. And I'm sorry. All right? So for this episode, that's where we're at.
Right. If it's 8 o'clock in the morning, we're sorry.
Hey, you better drive your little ass to the liquor store.
If you're driving on the way
gas
home,
station.
like you better.
If you're
Pull
underage,
over.
please do not drink.
Yes,
Right.
go grab from your parents, swipe one, and go. That's
No.
what you should do.
hey,
Yes,
them's the rules.
we've all swiped alcohol, okay? And when you're 16 and you hear the John,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not on.
you better get yourself a little pop top, son.
Yeah, I remember I know we've talked about a lot of stories on this podcast, and very early on in this podcast where we pretty much just did this whole retrospective of our early childhoods, where we growing up to being teenagers and just rebelling a little bit. Definitely, we did not have a person that worked at a gas station that would.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly stick beers
Justin.
outside
His name is
when
Justin.
he was taking out the trash.
him out.
We did not do that.
Justin.
We would never
Yep.
condone doing that. But
100%.
there's probably kids out there that probably partake a little bit.
This is what I think. I don't know. Maybe we're raising these weak kids right now or something. And I'm being honest because I feel like that's what we're doing. We're raising these weak kids. Like we were such badasses, and then we just mommified all of our kids to make sure they didn't go through anything or whatever else. Like the type of shit that we went through and did as kids. Can you imagine your kid doing anything like that?
No, not really.
If
No.
my kid don't have AC, there's an issue. I'm like, I failed. Like I was supposed to be the generation that didn't do this to my kids, and yet this is what happened. Like we raised a bunch of freaking wimps, except for maybe you two guys over here, Matt and John. I don't know. Like a couple of years ago, I saw little Luke climb the damn telephone pole outside. I think he was 6 years old or something.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
kid can climb.
this dude shimmied up
Little
this
spider monkey.
Yeah,
Right.
this little telephone pole's like,
It's
okay,
like, go higher.
he was like me or whatever else. I'm saying I just don't see these kids anymore though.
Yeah, my son's favorite activity now is to go to the abandoned parking lot and go hang out.
Yeah.
And then there's a big ditch over there, and he likes to go play in this big ditch.
Listen.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
100%. When the next fire that happens in that parking lot, like where those hay bales are, just know your kid's involved.
Right.
He
Yeah.
came home the other day with his friend. He's like, "Dad, we got the cops called on us." I was like, "What?"
First
He's
of
like,
many times.
"Some Karen called the cops because we were climbing on hay
I
bales."
love
and
how
like,
everybody's a Karen these days,
Right?
right? Listen, how about a concerned citizen, you mother?
yeah,
He took Maddox over there when Maddox stayed the night last week, and he said, "Yeah, we went over to the thing." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "It's like a 10-minute walk," but Luke rode his bike. I was like, So wait, Luke was riding a bike and you were what? I said, well, I was kind of jogging next to him. I was like, what the hell? Did you ride it on the way back? No, it's his bike. I was like, okay.
I'm good. It was fun.
Somebody give somebody a pump. What's going on?
It was
here?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Just stay away from
These kids.
the hey kids,
Yeah, right.
come check out what's in my car.
Dude, that's right. Halloween is right around the corner, and let's not forget where the whole Candyman thing came from. We all know that it happened about 15 miles away from here of some sicko guy in Deer Park, Texas. Hey, shout out to Deer Park. I know they probably don't want this this being
That's their
said.
claim to fame.
Hey,
Stigma.
It's also the birthplace of Texas, if you want to say, because it's where the San Jacinto battle was fought. It was right there, right? That's why Deer Park is called the birthplace. I mean, anyways, whatever. The Candyman over drugging kids because I think he killed his own kid or something.
Well, I think that's twofold. There was the Candyman in Deer Park, and also the Candyman that was in the Heights. I think that urban legend is kind of like wrapped
maybe it's the
itself
same
together.
person then. Yeah,
No, it's totally different people. The Candyman that was in Deer Park, he literally laced candy.
yeah.
The one in the Heights, they owned a candy store in the Heights, and he was passing out little candies to all the kids or whatever. Apparently, he recruited other kids to go help him abduct kids. Very just sick. Just like, I mean, that dude's dead. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put him
Well, I
under
don't-
the jail.
I don't know. Okay, did he die of natural causes, or like did we kill him or something?
I'm sure he got the chair, right?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I thought, like, that dude's dead.
It's
like
Texas.
he died.
He's still
They
out
drug him
there.
out back.
Just like a memoir we're
Right.
reading?
No,
Or like,
he fell on a rope and just
right. Okay.
Jeffrey Epsteined himself.
Fuck. Is that a thing now? Like, oh, the dude got Epsteined. Yeah. Right?
But hey, this is a Grabbing the Brisket podcast, and it's not all about candy and murderers. So we are a barbecue podcast that we
And-
do dabble in a little beer.
And beer.
Yeah, we dabble.
And beer.
Dabble.
Beer dabblers.
I don't know how we went from that to this, but let's go, man. I'm super excited to see where we're going to be in the next 5 minutes. Hey, we're astronauts.
Yeah, Jane just showed up, so he has no idea what we're doing.
Yeah. Got it.
In a couple of minutes, we're going to roll up with the barbecue news, but just let me give you a little bit of a heads up of what we're going to talk about today. Obviously, Halloween is right around the corner. We're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and your preparation of your turkey. And I don't know if we'll get into sides. I'm sure that may be another episode later on down the road. We'll get into sides and all that stuff like that. But I guess today is just your turkey prep. What do you need to look for? What are the do's? What are the don'ts? So we'll get into all that.
Got a lot of pro tips for him.
A lot of pro tips.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, it's like how many different ways are we trying to cook a turkey?
There's a lot of them.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I don't know if we're diving into all that tonight, but we can definitely. We got some videos and recipes coming, so for sure. The Hot Off the Grill barbecue news brought to you by the Barbecue News Magazine and NBBQA. And since we're talking about turkey tonight, I reached out to our friend over there at the Barbecue News Magazine. He was talking about how turkeys are going to be easier to find this year. And then I was like, oh, cool. Let me go online and verify that. And everywhere I looked said, go get your turkey now. You're not going to be able to find a turkey. Turkey's going to be sold out, and it's going to be super expensive and all this other stuff. So I was like, well, what the hell? What's
the real
Right,
story?
what's the truth?
What's the scoop?
So I reached out to the National Turkey Federation.
There it is.
That is a thing.
I'm glad that that's a thing. Like,
It is
and
a
it's
thing.
a federation.
I like
Yep. We actually met this lady at the American Royale. I don't know if y'all remember this or not. Super nice lady. We actually plan on getting her on the show, but I asked her, like, what's the deal? She did respond. She said, glad you reached out. Turkey availability will be strong for the holiday. If a shopper is looking for a turkey product, they will be able to find one. Our recommendation every year is that if you're looking for a specific weight or style, then they should probably plan ahead and shop early. As far as prices go, all grocery prices are up at all supermarkets, but hopefully the retailers will have some kind of holiday deals for you. So you should be able to find your turkey. Just maybe go if you need a certain one or certain size. Go
Right.
look for it early.
You heard it here, folks. Right here. There is no shortage. Don't blame the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
If they're trying to gouge you, just demand to go see the back room.
Right.
I know you got turkeys hiding back there.
We're not
I'm just
paying
saying.
$50 for a turkey.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Just don't wait till the last minute and end up with like a 35-pound turkey that's still frozen, and you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, how much is a 35-pound turkey? What do you think?
About 35 pounds.
Like cost.
Oh, I have no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's usually if you
Like, how
spend
much-
about
how much-
$300 or $400 at a grocery store,
Yeah.
you get it for like, I don't know, like 99 cents a pound.
Yeah, that's usually
But
the
how much
deal,
is
right?
a turkey though? Just go off of that. How much is a turkey?
Probably about 30, 40 bucks. 35 bucks.
And how are we paying like? I mean, it seems turkey breasts have been buying like, and cooking or whatever else. Like these things are like $25 for that one.
Yeah, but it's because they debone it and
You're paying the service fee for
Yeah.
them to prep it for you,
To
cut
butcher
it
it.
out. Just start buying whole turkeys, cut it out yourself.
I gotta go hunting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's get some wild turkey. Next up, the Q Barbecue Fest in Dallas. This is the same as the one we had in Denver. We talked about this before. It's coming up this next weekend. It's November 4th and 5th. It's at the Cowboys Stadium. So, I mean,
it's a great
there's
place.
going to be a lot of people there. 4th, 5th, and 6th, it looks like. $15 to get in. You can also do the same thing we talked about before, that Q Pit Pass, where you can do kind of like all you can eat, all you can drink. I think it's about $120. That would be the way I would go after that.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
estimate 30,000 pounds of meat that's going to be thrown down there at the Jerry's World.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it's hosted by Matt Pittman. There's a freaking huge lineup of Pitmasters. I ain't gonna read them all, but Black's Barbecue will be out there. Brad Orson will be out there. Brandon Hurtado from Hurtado Barbecue. Slab Barbecue. There's probably 20 names on this list, and there's also going to be live music, but that lineup has not been posted yet.
Do you think grabbing the brisket can go?
I would love to go.
We're still waiting for our invite in the mail. I think we're just going to have to pay the tickets to get in there.
It's not happening.
That's fine.
I'll call Matt. I'm going to call Matt Pittman. We'll get this figured out.
We'll crash the party. It's no big deal.
Matt,
You're
if
calling
you listen
Matt
to this,
Pittman?
Matt, I know you listen to this show. I'm telling you right now, we want tickets to this damn thing, okay? Let's make it happen.
Yeah, Tim Shearer from Blues Hog Barbecue is going to be there as well.
Just kidding,
Yep.
Matt.
Yep. Yeah, there's, like I said, there's a ton of
And when did you say that was?
big names. This next weekend, November 4th, 5th, and maybe 6th.
We're already cooking. We're already doing that benefit.
Oh, yep. We are doing benefit. So, sorry, guys. If you're looking for us there, you won't find us. We will
Benefit
be in
or
Pasadena
go to the
something.
Cowboys Stadium and see the
Hey,
Pitmasters.
looks like Matt and I are doing a road
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
Really? Aren't you in charge of like giving back with grabbing a brisket? Like, what is your deal?
I'm in charge of coordinating that.
right. Okay. You're
I'll
sending us
coordinate
over
the
there.
two of you there.
Perfect.
Me and Jan will go to the
Perfect.
Hey,
stadium.
listen, of course we will. We're also delegators, okay?
Yeah.
You're doing a fine job.
Okay, one last thing. From now until December 7th, our listeners can get 10% off of everything at Oklahoma Joe's. That includes that Rider Deluxe that we're always talking about. Just use the code HOLIDAY10. That's all caps, HOLIDAY10, 10% off. And just load up your freaking cart with some Oklahoma Joe's stuff
Holiday
for Christmas.
10.
Yeah, if you want to see that Rider Deluxe, go look some of the videos we've been posting because this damn thing is ridiculous. And by the way, I think we've all can agree here, right? Maybe except for John. Can we please test this thing out?
Yeah,
maybe
right.
on this side of the street?
Just
Is
come
it-
over to my house.
Is that a thing or no?
I'll leave the gate unlocked. Well, I won't know,
Okay.
but just knock. It's
yeah, right.
fine.
Yeah, he
I'll
won't
answer. I won't answer.
Yeah, so Holiday 10 is the code.
Number 10, not spelled
Holiday
out
10, 1-0. Holiday
Thank you.
1-0, all caps. And that'll wrap it up. Barbecue news, hot off the grill.
Fresh as always, G. Or what's your name? John.
Call me Bill.
All right, so some of the things that we started getting into, trying to, I don't know, come up with the do's and don'ts for just specifically turkey. There's a bunch. There's quite a few mistakes that people make, and they don't really know that they're making mistakes. Number one off the bat is not giving your turkey time enough to thaw. And that, I've been there. I think we've all been here around this table here, like pulling it out. Like, I think I should be brining it right now, but it's like a rock. So now you're like, well, I'm just going to let it thaw out in the brine, right?
Right.
It's no big deal.
If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a little, what do you call this? A picture?
Diagram.
A diagram picture thing. Kind of gives you some tips on when you should get that sucker ready.
Yeah, I love that. They say rule of thumb: 24 hours for every pound, or every 5 pounds in the refrigerator.
Isn't there like a certain thing like, can you just leave your meat in the fridge like that long or something?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
was it Sunday or Monday before Thanksgiving is kind of like that day that you need to take it out and just let it chill in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Just take it out Thanksgiving Day,
Just
put it in the
naturally.
microwave, hit defrost.
Right.
Pro tip: put a pan
Don't do that.
underneath, just in case there's any leaks.
Dude,
or
there's
anything
going to be
else.
so much blood.
Just
Yeah.
put a pan underneath this and let it collect because you don't want that all over your refrigerator.
Yeah, now you're going through and like Cloroxing your whole refrigerator because it drops down into your fresh fruit and no.
Which we've all been there, right?
Yeah. And absolutely, make sure you're accounting for time to brine that sucker.
Real quick, John, what's that? What was that drinking thing? Really quick, what was there? Was there a thing? Was there a button? You pushed? There it is,
You know, if
guys.
we were smart, we would have done like
Cheers.
gobble gobble or
There it is.
you know
We don't-
something like that.
We don't
We're not
have
smart.
that. We don't have that today, but
Right.
we have that. And when you hear that, you have to do this. So
Right.
there you go.
Well, maybe we'll do Tom Ball VFW.
Hey, I want to know who's cooking a 4-pound turkey. Is that like some single dude who's just like
Maybe,
having
I
Thanksgiving
don't know.
by himself?
That's a tiny turkey. That's like a
Well, it
chicken.
says 4 to 12.
Yeah, but still 4. I don't know.
Maybe it's just turkey breast. I don't know.
Just a bunch of personal turkeys for all the guests.
Right.
You get a turkey.
And this diagram goes all the way up
Everybody
to like
gets
24
you get a
pounds.
turkey.
So
And you get a turkey.
Right. It's like a little like a little Scottish hen for everybody.
Yeah. Hey, before you go on, when you guys are there fixing your plate Thanksgiving, what is like the meat that you go for? White, dark, a leg? Like, what is your thing?
You know, to be honest with you, I mean, and I don't know why I think it's disgusting when I see people walking around with it. I've never freaking ate a turkey leg. And
No?
every time I
Really?
pull one off, I'm like, I mean, I've had the meat off of it. I'm sure I've had a bite off of one. I'm just saying, when I look at it, I'm like, nah. I don't want that. I don't want that in my mouth. I don't want it around me. I don't want to carry it around like some caveman. I just don't want to do that. I don't know why.
I'm
It's
peeling
weird.
back those tendons like banana peels and
Nah.
just digging into that
This
thing,
is-
you know?
well, that's weird.
I think it's like it's a thing with me. I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going dark meat, but honestly, I'm
Yeah.
putting like 2 little pieces of turkey and I'm hitting the sides.
Really?
Like, that's what I'm about, yeah. Or if I did like a prime rib or some ham or something, I'll head to that. Turkey's okay, but man, it takes some work. Like you've got to, like we said, you got to brine that sucker, you got to season that sucker, hopefully inject it, because you ain't getting a lot of flavor out of that thing unless you do something to it.
Right.
You talking about the turkey?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I think we're all being a little bit. I think we're being a little bit just like I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for, James? Like, is turkey king?
Oh, king of what?
Like I know.
King at Thanksgiving?
I'm saying the king of proteins when it comes to Thanksgiving. 100%.
For
Well, it's the
Thanksgiving.
most popular.
yeah.
It's not the best.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you right now, like when we're out and we're cooking, and we do this everything. So James and I, we do this every Thanksgiving, and we are spatchcocking. I mean, we are seasoning under the breast. This thing's already brined. It's ready to freaking go, and we're always looking at that certain color. When you go to cut into it, it's just juices are flying, pushing, just jumping out,
Squirting all over.
Like there is like
Right.
dark meat, white meat. What does it matter? It's all moist and phenomenal. I mean, I don't know what kind of turkey y'all are having, but
Don't look at me.
yeah, I mean, like turkey's that for me. I mean,
Yeah.
turkey's phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the number 2 on the list.
You're dismissing my
I'm dismissing. I'm moving on.
turkey.
Yeah.
I like it. Keep
Hey,
this train rolling.
Everybody knows turkey is king. I do appreciate your enthusiasm, and you're right. Number 2 on the list: cooking
Dude.
too high of a temperature will mess your turkey up.
That's true.
Hey, well, what's too high?
I'd imagine like 400.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah.
You're
Please
gonna
don't
char
do
the,
that.
You're gonna char the outside.
Yeah, without getting to
Yeah.
I can see that.
And a lot of times over the past year, I'd say probably past like 3 or 4 years, we've cooked, we've done the deep fried turkey, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I feel like the drums, the thighs of a turkey just get obliterated. They just get burnt to
Yeah.
crisp.
It
You
ruins
can't even
them.
eat them.
It ruins.
So we've gone away from that, and as Jan alluded to earlier, we go from the spatchcock method where everything kind of cooks a little bit more even, but still you can't cook it too hot too quick because you're just going to dry it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and you kind of glaze over that, but that's a pro tip. Spatchcock your damn turkey. It may not look as pretty on the table, but freaking spatchcock it.
So when you say spatchcock, right? And maybe nobody knows. Like, what do?
You're going to cut that backbone out. You're going to flatten your turkey out. It just cooks more evenly.
All right. So
And if you need more video on that, we can post a little video on how to do that.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or Google it. Yeah. This
Fucking
and I joke.
Google this
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
motherfucker. Hey,
I
don't
joke.
even, hey.
I joke about that a little
James
bit.
like, I don't want to waste my time making
No,
a video.
I joke about that a little bit because I had a coworker who was like, he came to me like, maybe it was last year or a year before. And he's like, dude, I just did did the best thing ever. My turkey came out beautiful. And he did, I don't remember what he did to brine it or whatever. But he's like, what I did was I just cut the backbone out of this turkey. And then I laid it down flat. And then I cooked it on my grill.
Bone side down?
Bone side down. And
Did you act intrigued?
no, I did. I was like, wow. I was like, it almost sounds like you spatchcocked the chicken.
Did you say that?
Yes.
You said, did you spatchcock it?
Yeah, I was like, it almost sounds like you spatchcocked it. He's like, what? I was like, I mean, I'm sure that's like a French term for
Cutting the backbone of a bird, but hey,
and yeah.
who am I?
Again, I was like, yeah, hey man, that sounds amazing. Yeah, show me some pictures. Yeah, let's go.
Get him to make our video. There you go.
All right, number 3 on the list. We're going to go rapid fire because we can't really take 5 hours doing this whole list. Number 3 on the list, putting the turkey in the oven too soon. Rule of thumb is 13 minutes per pound at 350 degrees.
13 minutes per pound.
Yep.
I like that. That's very, I mean, I actually didn't know that. I thought it was like 30 minutes per pound.
No.
Yeah. So, hey,
Nah.
And keep
this is
going.
why I don't cook in an oven, guys. Hey,
I think when we do our turkey on the grill, we usually do it every year on the Weber. It probably takes about 2 hours.
yeah,
What
2.5
temperature are you
hours.
cooking it at?
I could see that.
Like the Weber's probably at about 350, maybe 300.
375. Yeah. In the beginning, maybe 375 to 400. But about 30 minutes into it, it's going to regulate down to down to like maybe 350, 375. Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning, I'm always the one like, don't you think it's a little too hot, James? It's like it's roasting 475 right now. And he's like, no, it's fine. Just chill, dude. He's very methodical.
Not using a thermometer is another one. I mean, we've all had those moments where we've grown up and not just. I mean, we didn't even have a thermometer. We just didn't even think about it. You run off timetables. Mm-hmm. You run off just like, hey, is there clear juices pouring out, or does it still look bloody? Then usually we burn it to a crisp.
Right. Be safe.
Just to be safe. Hey, nobody wants to mess around with salmonella, and nobody wants to get the waterworks going when you're on Thanksgiving vacation. So usually it's dried up. It's like, hey, just put some gravy on it.
Yep.
But
yeah,
if
we've all
you
had those.
use the thermometer, they say the rule of thumb is go into the deepest portion of the thigh, the dark meat of the turkey, 165. You don't want to go all the way to the bone, but you want to get deep into the thigh. So 165 is the optimal temperature to pull. Which I've always always thought it was the breast. You always wanted to go 165 in the breast, but all the food networks and all the experts say no. You want to go into the thigh.
Are you checking both?
Yeah,
of these?
but I mean, it's that whole carryover.
Right.
I think it's a carry because the thigh is going to be done before the breast, right? So when thigh reach 165, the carryover will get the breast to 165. It may take 30 minutes, but that's why you're going to rest.
Yeah. You need to rest that sucker that long anyway, right?
Yeah.
And shout out to Derek from Back Porch Barbecue there in LaGrange, Texas. He gave me his little recipe on how he does turkey, and it's just strictly just turkey breast. He cooks it to about 160 and just lets the carryover carry it over to the 165, and it's juicy, it's tender every single time.
Yeah, I think the moment for the meat itself to be dried out, I mean, it's got to be close to 180. At 180, you're drying the meat out, and it may look moist. You may probe it, and a bunch of juice still come out. But at 180, as soon as that thing rests, it's already releasing all the juices that it has from it and everything else. So I think that's in my opinion, like it's always like a kiss of death for me. Like once I probe, I'm like, oh my god, it's 180. This is going to be some dry shit. How's that gravy look, right? So, but yeah, I think that's always like a because in my opinion, 180. Now you've reached 185, almost 190. So, yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, no, I got
Keep
I
going.
got plenty.
Yeah,
So,
keep going.
not brining. I mean,
Not brining,
Not
okay.
brining your turkey is a huge mistake, and there's kind of like a little bit of a caveat. You have to make sure it's not a self-basted turkey or a kosher turkey, because those Kershey's, Jesus, those turkeys are already brined
Yeah.
Right.
to a certain extent. So if you rebrine them, they're just going to be like, I don't know,
Salty.
turkey jerky. I mean, shit,
Right,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Super
No,
salty.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think I've always assumed that because I've actually cooked turkeys before where I come out like this thing's way too salty, so whatever. But I could have bought a pre-brined
Correct.
turkey.
Yeah, look on the outside. Either it'll say kosher, or it'll say self-basted, or it'll be like it was used some type of solution.
Yeah, let's say in salt solution or some shit like that. Yeah.
Correct.
I've
Okay.
seen those.
Okay.
The Cajun turkeys have been very popular lately, like the past couple of years. I don't know. Is that brined? You know, when you get those Cajun, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've
It
seen
could
that.
be. Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
They're already, I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they've already been brined and injected. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like drop and go, basically.
Right.
Maybe they're just raised in Louisiana or something.
Right.
I don't know.
It's already got
Something.
it's already got like the green bottle already like injected in there.
It's got some
Yeah.
crawfish and a Miller Lite
Tony
ready to
No,
Sash
a bottle of
trees.
Abita.
Yeah,
It just comes with Tony's.
All right. Another tip, what to do, but a lot of people don't do this, is they don't dry out the turkey skin before they season it and throw it in the oven.
Right?
They
You do
just
with
throw it in
chicken.
there wet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like so they don't pat everything down, right?
Correct. It kind of prevents the turkey skin from crisping up.
I made that mistake too whenever I was
What's the
frying my
difference?
first turkey.
Yeah.
Not letting it like dry up enough before you dip it in there. You know, that thing's still kind of dripping wet, and then you drop in that oil. It's
ready-
start
ready to
popping all
pop.
over at you. So.
Yeah. But what's the difference? I don't understand. Like, so wouldn't the barbecue pit or the oven dry out the chicken?
I think it's just the added moisture. The added moisture that
I mean,
has to dry out before
Yeah.
it starts drying out and rendering that fat in that turkey skin.
yeah. So to be honest with you, I always was like under the assumption like, okay, like whatever. I mean, I never really cared about it. I just seasoned up and put it on. I've never really actually dried or patted. I always thought the oven would take care of that. Like I always thought it like it's a binder, right? It's
Kinda.
moist. It's a binder. I'm going to season and go. That's actually, yeah. Devin,
Pro tip.
I'm learning a lot tonight. Let's go.
This is one we hear in barbecue all the time. If you're looking, you're not cooking.
Yeah.
So especially if you're doing like an oven and you're opening that oven door all the time. I mean, it takes so much more energy and time for that oven to get back up to temperature where it needs to be. So if you're constantly opening it back and forth, it's definitely going to take a little bit more time to cook your bird. And also you might run the risk of probably drying out a little bit.
For sure.
So I think that's very important. I don't want to keep talking, man. I want to keep you.
No, you're good. Yeah.
But one of the things that I've actually learned about this in actually cooking is that you take a protein and in my opinion a chicken you can't just stretch that. You can't cook it like you're going to cook a brisket or this low and slow method, right? Because every time I've had this low and slow chicken cooking, it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's dry. I mean, chicken's got to be at a certain temperature. It's got to be on there for a certain amount of time and pulled. And I think that's the missing link why people screw chicken up so much because they try to cook it like all the other proteins they have or all the whatever. But in my opinion, like or turkey, the same thing is to basically cook at 350 or 400 degree cook versus the I'm going to low and slow 225 this thing because every 225 turkey I've had, I mean, I've had some really good ones.
It's always
but
been dry.
I've
Yeah.
had some really dry ones as well.
I've always heard like there's a term for there's a lot of different. We'll talk about chickens, and I know turkeys are in the same boat as far as the free range or the all organic or the cage free, all whatever the terminologies they want to put on there. But I know some of them are pretty legit as far as if you get the ones that are, they do have the antibiotics and they do have some of the stuff that they're given that I've always heard that you can't cook those too hot and fast, because if you do cook those, you get like just a weird, the meat just
stringy.
The meat just kind of seizes up and is almost kind of like woody.
Mm-hmm.
And it just becomes kind of tough and
chewier
and hard. Yeah. But if you cook it a little bit lower, slower, when I say lower and slower, I'm not talking about 225, but I'm talking about maybe 275 to 325. In that range, you're probably golden.
I'm not saying you can't cook chicken at 225 and have it come out tender and moist and whatever else.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, experience that the longer you try to keep screwing with
especially with
this bird,
something that has no fat.
Yeah. I mean, it's
the only fat
you're
that
just
you're
gonna
relying
render.
on is in the skin.
And the skin's not going to crisp up if you're running 225.
But again, also if you're cooking to a temperature, you should reach that temperature and still be whatever. It hasn't rendered, hopefully. But I pulled chicken breast and different things off the grill and probed them like, man, I'm at 165, but this thing feels like that skin I was on has like this little pop to it. You're like, oh my god, it's just so dry. It's just whatever.
Yeah. This one thing I think we've all kind of been guilty about, because we've always had a plan for when the food's going to be done, and the food's not done.
Yeah, it's pretty much every time.
That's every cookout,
that's every
brother.
time.
That's every
And
cookout.
You get to the point where the food is done, and then everybody's just standing around with their plates, and they're just like,
Ready to go.
come on, I need some.
They're judging you and
Yeah.
they're eating at the same time. Yeah.
So this little tip is, you need to let your bird rest.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cut right into it. As soon as you pull off that heat, you have to at least let it rest like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Just like I think we preach about brisket. And I know
Any
everybody,
big piece of meat,
any
right?
big piece of meat, and everybody talks about it, you have to let it rest just a little bit, because just like a steak, you're going to cut into it and all those juices are going to go everywhere, and you're going to have a dry piece of turkey. And you better hope Grandma made a bunch of gravy, because you'll need it.
Excuse me.
Bless
I
you.
sneeze and drink a drink at the same time. So when you're resting, do you just leave it out on the counter, or are you covering it, or?
I think you cover it. Maybe just put some tinfoil around it
Okay.
and just let it just chill for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. If you had one of those swaddles that John had the other day,
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll fit in there, but damn, that was pretty cool, man.
I don't know if I would. I like the swaddle. You're right, but I don't know if I use it, because that sucker it might just keep cooking in there. You know what I mean?
Really? You just
Like
say
if you
that
just do
hot?
foil, I think that's the way to go. Just
Okay.
like a loose foil, because you don't want to overcook that shit, like we said.
Kind of just boat it a little bit, just like loosely put the tinfoil over.
That's what I would do. That little tint action.
Last one I got. Now John has a little bit more to add to it, but you got to sharpen your knives, right? You can't have dull ass knives. Go in there hacking on that bird, because you know what you're gonna do? You're just gonna shred the shit, and it's all gonna be all mixed up together. And you're like, hey, you want white meat, dark meat? It's all together. Just grab a plate.
Right.
Who wants shredded meat?
Ground meat.
Yum.
Yeah, fucking shredder.
I love that. That's a great pro trip, brother. That is so good. I love that.
Yeah, so I totally came with the list too, and almost everything on my list is stuff that James had on his list. A couple things that didn't overlap. The one was if you do need like a large amount of turkey, for me, I would do 2 smaller birds before I do one bigger one, because I think I mentioned it before. The bigger ones just tend to dry out more, I think, because you've got to cook them so much longer.
Yeah.
By the time you get the inside all nice and juicy and cooked, the rest of it's dried out a little bit.
Yeah, and the smaller birds tend to be a little bit more juicier.
That's what I'm saying.
He just said that.
100%.
Like you just said the exact same thing he just said.
No, my bad.
Like literally, you just like
Hey, we're twins.
Did we just copy the same information?
damn the same.
Probably. We're on the same
exact same
website
list.
here.
Food Network, guys.
Also,
Foodnetwork.com,
it's called
guys.
turkey.
Go check it out. Yeah.
The other thing I would say is cook your stuffing, your dressing, whatever you guys want to call it. Cook that separately. Don't cook it inside your turkey. You're going to dry your shit out. And I think we say this every year, but by the time that thing gets cooked, your bird's dried out. So just cook it separate. It's the bomb, but you don't need to have it inside the turkey. It's not helping you. The last thing was try to pre-plan something for your leftovers, so you don't end up, just eating reheated turkey. Like, come up with a plan, come up with something cool, and then tag us in it because we want to see it.
Like, what do you mean? Like make turkey for everybody else, like your family, and the next day take your turkey and do something different with it?
Yeah, leftovers. Like, we talk about using our leftovers for stuff all the time, but if you have a plan ahead of time, like, nobody wants to go to this store to get something for a leftover meal the day after Thanksgiving.
Right. Black Friday.
Right. That's not
Oh, hell no.
Hell no. Exactly. So
Yeah.
come up with a plan. Come up with something cool.
Oh man, if I don't have my turkey with cranberry and mayo sandwich the day after, like I'm upset. I gotta have it the day
100%,
after.
yeah.
That is
You know
the
what I mean?
best.
Ugh.
I don't know why I'm like weirded out by the cranberry, but I'm
Oh,
like,
What?
bro.
You go with the cranberry? Oh,
You're
gotta
not
try
I
living
it.
like
Yeah.
cranberry. I'm just saying, I never
Sometimes
had
the
those.
stuffing on the sandwich too, with all that.
100%.
Oh, God.
100%.
You
It's my,
toast-
favorite, it's my favorite holiday. It's my
One
favorite
question,
holiday.
real quick: are you toasting this? Or are you this regular white bread?
Oh, regular white bread, non-toasted. Mm-mm, no toast, just
Okay.
regular white bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will say, hey, here's another tip for you. Don't forget to pull out the giblet packet and the neck or whatever else is crammed in there before you fry your
Giblet.
turkey.
That's a good one.
I've seen people do that, fry a turkey and be like, oh, yeah, there's that little packet in there.
Yeah, deep fried plastic.
A little extra carcinogen in your Thanksgiving meal.
Who's hungry?
One last little thing. I'll go ahead and say fresh or frozen. According to the National Turkey Federation, there is no difference between the quality between a fresh or a frozen turkey. It all comes down
Yeah.
to whether you have time enough to thaw it out or not.
No, lies. Lies, lies. This is what they want you to believe, James. This is how the government works. I already know what they're thinking. Like, oh,
The government.
yeah, Turkey Federation. I know what's happening here. They're trying to get us to buy turkeys versus. I'm just kidding.
Well, I will say,
I
real
know where to
quick,
go with this.
I read this on the Turkey Federation thing, and I've never tried this. They're saying it's true, so I'm assuming it's true, that it is 100% safe to cook your turkey frozen if you have to, if you don't have enough time or whatever. You just have to account for more time. I think that's going to dry it out, probably come out a little funky. But they're saying if you don't have a choice, you can cook a frozen turkey. It's
Like,
just
can
going to
you-
take
It's like
50%
John,
longer.
can, but,
John,
you
do you
know,
hear what
I
you're
feel
saying?
like that's
I'm just telling you that
Dude,
it's safe.
Do you hear what you're saying right now? Like, there's all of a sudden you see this. You better cook this mother effing turkey right now. And you're like, it's frozen. Like, I don't care. Cook this turkey.
I'm
Yeah,
just
can you
telling
imagine
you-
what you're saying? If you don't have a choice,
According to them,
obviously
it is
you got a
safe.
choice.
Well, I'm just saying,
Don't
like,
cook
if
the
you
turkey.
forgot to get your turkey or you forgot to thaw your turkey or whatever it is
Right.
and it's partly frozen, you can cook it. Just know that it's going to take, they said, 50% longer.
Unless it's in oil. And if you have a frozen turkey in
Don't do
oil,
that. Do not deep
100%,
fry it. Yeah.
you will burn your house down, all right? You'll burn your neighbor's house down, your kitchen on fire yourself. Do not do that.
Yes.
Always thaw your
We
your
didn't
turkeys
get
Thank
down
you for that.
into
before-
any of the fried
Yes,
turkey.
100%.
Maybe we'll get more.
next
It'll be
week
another
we'll
day,
talk
yeah.
a little bit about that too. But yeah,
Yeah.
No frozen turkeys and fries
Yeah.
or frying. Not happening.
Just try not to cook a frozen turkey at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how everybody still has beer, and I'm like,
I'm out of beer too.
Just-
I'm
like-
hoping we're about to go into the beer
I'm,
review.
I'm
Thirsting.
taking sips of what, 10? This is 10. There's nothing in here.
All right. Well, while we refill our beer cans and whatnot, let's pay some bills.
There it is.
This episode is brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoes.com.
Boom, there it is. And don't forget to use that code HOLIDAY10 to get you 10% off. That's till December 7th, I believe.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are probably kicking themselves in the ass. Like, shit, where was this like 10 minutes ago?
Right.
Yeah, somebody bought it like today.
Right. Cancel. Reorder. They just order some more stuff. They have a lot of cool stuff on their website. Not just pits and grills, but they have a lot of accessories and products that we use day to day in our barbecue adventures.
Adventures.
Yes,
I like that.
I like that. That's nice.
Said barbecue adventures.
Yeah, he did.
Now let's get into a beer adventure. Let's do the grabbing the brisket.
Beer review.
Hey,
What do we got, man? You brought this one. You want to talk about it?
Sure. This is Real Ale Brewing Crispy Business Lager Beer. And I'll admit, I bought this purely for the can.
Dude,
You guys did the can.
because this is like right up my
this
alley.
thing is sick. This is like what's the movie I'm thinking about? Tron?
Tron,
Very
something like that. It's
Tron-ish,
very like,
right?
yeah. Like
You know what it
80s
reminds me
retro.
of? My God, this reminds me of.
My God.
God, okay,
My
Grandpa.
God.
My gosh.
My God.
Goodness gracious.
Give me a soundbite with that one next
Right.
time.
My God.
The
Sorry, guys. It's time to drink. We're talking.
The Explorers.
4.5%
Or-
alcohol.
Ooh.
Or I'll say Weird Science when they try to build that lady.
That is a great movie.
When they tried to build that lady.
She was a lady.
God rest her soul. Yeah, oh, dude, that was a great movie. I remember my uncle was like, watch this movie. And James and I were probably like, holy shit, what just walked through that door?
Kelly
That is-
LeBrock.
Yeah, holy moly. Hey, boys. Ready to, I don't know what her opening line was, but it was really good. Like, you boys ready to rock? Or
Just-
something. I don't know what it was. It
Just
was-
kicked off puberty.
yeah, oh, yeah. I was like, I think something just happened on my face. I don't know what's happening here. It's facial hair. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So what do you think about the beer?
Let's go.
This is it says lager, but this has got a little hoppiness to it.
Is
for
it
me.
like it's almost like a piney
yeah?
kind of taste to it.
It's real ale.
It's subtle though.
I'm ready.
Hit it.
This is a 7-8.
Wow, damn.
This is
just
a
right off
7-8
the bat.
beer all the day long.
7-8.
This beer is refreshing. You could if you were anywhere and you were like, hey guys, all we have is real ale, crispy business, right? Risky business. Boom, here it is. They'd be like, oh shit, boom. Phenomenal. 7-8. It's a great beer. Love
Wow,
it.
okay.
Yeah. Love the can. Love the beer.
I'll go next.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm kind of in the ballpark of Jan. I'm going a little bit higher though. I'm going 8.2 on this.
It's an A2 beer.
I like it's like it's kind of got like the mildness of a lager, but they added that little bit of whatever that hoppiness, pininess to it, just to give it a little bit
I love
extra
it.
something.
I
You know
love
what
it.
mean?
The only thing I don't like about it is it's like after you're done with it, right? Boom, I'm ready. I'm done talking. It's just still there. And I want that.
It does linger on the tongue. Just
I
a
want
little
that to be
bit.
gone already, and it's there. If there's a little bit less than that, I mean, like a little bit higher. Great beer, by the way. What was the alcohol by volume?
4.5. I totally dig this.
Get your alcohol by volume up. Let's go,
Yeah,
guys.
you'll get
Come
Jan into 8s if you jack that out.
100%. You take this thing to a 13. You're getting 9, son.
It's gonna taste a lot different.
Nines.
Yeah.
No, it won't. Trust me.
Okay,
Do your
he said
job.
so. He's
Real
right.
ale.
Go ahead, John.
Accurate. Okay. I love this thing. It's smooth. It's got a little bit of hoppiness, and like I normally don't like IPAs. I kind of wish this was an IPA because then I would have a new favorite IPA. But this is good. I like this a lot. I'm gonna go 8.5.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
weird. It's like this is like a sneaky IPA, right?
Yeah, like I almost feel like a real beer drinker because but it's not an IPA, so I guess I'm not.
I guess
Guys,
that's a good
I may have
point,
been too low on the score. I'm not gonna lie to you. My
Is it growing
score's-
on you?
Oh my god, it really is. My score is what it is. I'm fine with it.
Hey,
I
you can always
stand by it.
until
I
we
stand by it.
until we jingle
Nope.
out. You can adjust the score.
I still stand by it
All right,
because it's 4 point whatever.
What was his score? I don't even remember.
7.8.
7.8.
It's a
7.8.
good
8.2,
score.
8.5.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Let me get in here. My score is going to be unlike Tom Cruise's tooth that sticks right in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going outside. I'm going with a solid 7.
7.
You went 7-0. Really? What about this is for you 7? I'm curious why you're not closer to the 8. What don't you like?
I mean, I think I told you what my score was, so
Yeah.
we don't have to go back and.
I'm not explaining myself.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious.
How about you just mind your business? How about that?
Hey, listen.
No, it's a
James
solid
is
beer.
very secretive.
7 sounds like
James.
I will pick up
You
that
want to give
6-pack.
rookie scores 24/7? You do you, boo. I'm just saying. At the end of the day,
I feel like 7 is a solid. I will pick up one of these 6-packs.
yeah, no, 7's a great score.
Let me
If
ask
it
you guys
didn't, if
this.
it didn't have the Pioneer hoppiness, would you give it an 8?
Probably.
Okay, there we go.
So that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Like, what don't you like about this? You're like, well, I already gave you my score, and I'm like, yeah, well, no, we heard that. I'm just
Silly
communicate
asshole.
with me a little bit. Hey, give me something else.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Did this beer seem at all familiar to you guys? We reviewed this beer about a year and a half ago.
You just got pranked.
Well, I don't know if you got pranked or not,
Oh, I don't
but we did review this beer about a year and a half ago.
I know
Really?
I know
Okay.
we've had it before.
And we want to see if the scores
I
change.
did want to see if your guys' scores
Yeah.
changed.
Let's look
Yeah,
this
so
up.
what,
So
what do we
Do you
score
have the
for?
information?
I do right in front of me. Yeah.
Let's.
It's right here.
So where that score is at?
Well, James gave it a 7. Last time he gave it a 6.
Hey,
There it is, James.
You're developing.
Jan gave it a 7.8. Last time he gave it a 6.6.
Wow.
There it is.
Hey, you're getting better.
I don't think it's fair to do mine because I knew, but I gave it 8.1 last time. I gave it 8.5 this time. And Matt gave it a 6.6 last time. I
Hey,
gave it
see,
a
I
8.2.
think better of this beer now too.
Nice.
Guys, there
Yeah,
it
it could have
is.
changed a little bit. You know, it's probably been a minute
Maybe.
since we had this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
Well, maybe they started brewing this beer better.
yeah. Whatever they did, we all went up, right? Like we all gave
did
it a
it.
better score.
Yeah.
I think
Real
maybe,
L Brewing, they appreciate it.
dude,
Keep it going.
Way to prove us wrong, brother.
Keep it crispy.
There it is.
Keep it crispy.
Way to prove us wrong.
Like that. It's time to jingle out.
Nope, it's not time to jingle out. It's time to do a barbecue, win, fail, something. It's going to be a something.
Oh, we don't know. It's a mystery.
It's a surprise.
Can't wait.
Are you
Grabbing the
surprised?
brisket beer review.
Thanks, James.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
James is like, I'm gonna say it.
You can't stop me.
Done. You're done, son.
Okay. Here it is.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Perry Brooks.
What's up,
Just
Perry?
want to call in for a win. A solid barbecue win, man. I've been talking to James and John about a cook-off that I just did, and I was in charge of Chef's Choice. We all rubbed heads together and finally came up with a beef plate rib and corn elote. But with my elote, I did bacon. But I did a SPG base as far as a binder on my plate. I did Frank's hot sauce and a Worcestershire sauce. I hit it with a little GPS. And then I came back through with that chicks that rub, man. I've been putting that on eggs. I've been putting that on my sandwich. I've been putting that shit on everything, man. So I came in second. I walked second place with the beef plate rib with chicks that smoke, man. So
Badass.
if anybody wins the win or lose barbecue fail, I suggest you really get that chicks that smoke, or go to any Ace Hardware store.
Yeah.
and you can pick it up, man.
There it
Hey,
is.
thanks, guys. Later.
You know, I like the first thing he said.
Yeah.
The chicks that rub. Because when's that one coming out?
There's a Deshaun Watson.
My foot's about to come out.
That may be the next Deshaun Watson seasoning, but that's not going to be the next Chicks That Smoke seasoning. Dude, I love how Perry's like,
Yeah, that's
repping
nice.
the Chicks That Smoke,
It is.
dude.
Yeah. That was
it's
a while ago, right? When he reached out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a little bit.
Dude.
We're getting caught up here.
Yeah.
Way to go, Perry,
Hey,
man.
solid Perry. Hey, and you know what? He won another bottle of.
Sucklebusters. Everybody wants some Sucklebusters.
I think it's awesome with elote. Like that's
Dude,
that's
yeah,
cool.
that sounds
Like,
really
that's- I wonder if it was like second place purely, like just because it's like so different than what you normally get in like an open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Sounds amazing, though.
Yeah.
Well, hey, guys and gals out there in TV land, if you're watching this, please chime in. Hit up the number, the hotline. That's 434-829-2299. Let us know what your barbecue win is. Let us know what your barbecue fail is. If we put it on the show, you're going to win a bottle of rub.
Also, if you want to call and just talk a little shit, call the number and talk some little shit. Let's go.
Please.
You want to hear your voice on the radio? Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you're a little bit bashful about calling and leaving a message, you can also leave us an email. That's info@grabtheminthebrisket.com. Or you can reach out through our website, too. There's a little spot on there where you can leave us a message. That's grabtheminthebrisket.com or grabthebrisket.com, whatever's easier for you to spell.
I think grab the brisket is just
it's easier,
grab
right?
the brisket, right?
Grabthebrisket.com.
Just type grabthebrisket.com. Go check out the merch. Everybody says merch, but I'm like, do we have some funny ass shirts on there? Right? And to be honest with you, we're clever gentlemen. And then also we've got recipes, and I promise, like we keep saying this, but I think we're getting better as human beings, and we're going to put more recipes out. I think we've got some really cool recipes we've been working on, and I can't wait for you to see it. So check it out.
And silence.
Yeah, you know why? 'Cause
And-
listen, this is what happens when I'm like, everybody's like, shit, we got to do recipes now. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End show now.
There it is.
Hey, honestly, guys, it's been great talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
Why is there
I
awkward
love
silence?
it, man. I don't know.
I have to go last. I'm waiting on the rest of you.
I didn't really
Jesus.
expect you to say it the way that way. Look, hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Smoke on.
So long.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebusters Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bolner's Fiesta Spices, CoolieNation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, YETI Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dalstrong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.